This is my secret sauce to helping my clients get exactly what they want. You really can have whatever you want as long as you are aligned to that thing. If you are not aligned to that thing, there is a clash that happens. Now, obviously, you're going to need my help to figure this part out, but I'm going to give you the blueprint as to how I do it. So, if you have a business and you sell room smell spray stuff and it smells amazing, but you as an individual don't like to shower, you don't like to floss, you don't like to have a clean room and nice things, and you quite frankly don't even smell the air because everything is just so gross, that's a misalignment. That's not gonna work. I mean, you can try it and eventually it will oh man, I just realized something for myself. But anyways, it's eventually going to align because you're constantly working at it, exchanging your molecular levels with it, and becoming one with whatever you're focusing on. So if that's what you want to do, you're eventually going to become clean and be the spokesperson for the spray, right? That's entrepreneurship 101. What I do is I'm able to pinpoint from your face micro expressions and body an entire book, if you will, Akashic records or history or peer rapport of who you are as an individual, and then I align you to the best marketing strategies for your personality. I had one guy that reminded me of the Wolf of Wall Street, not because he had an amazing company and he was so successful. It was just that attitude of, I called it from the good father to the godfather, or from the godfather to the good father, because he had a godfather-like background, but he was a very much a good father, a person in the community that helped other people. That was his brand. That aligned with who he was. So everything we did thereafter brought him in clients because what the marketing efforts that he was doing actually worked because they were aligned with who he was. It wasn't the dirty person selling this room spray. It was the clean person smelling this room spray that loves when things smell good. That's alignment. Now let's go to another extreme. And this is how I kind of figured it out, is I was born and raised in LA, and we all know that SW work is a real thing, and it is a really prevalent thing in LA. I don't know if it is like that in the Midwest or whatever, but you kind of know, you know what I mean? And I couldn't understand, if this is such a technically bad thing, relative, right? Why can this girl spray all these people and still win? And I'm not spraying anybody, and I'm still losing. I'm like, what the this doesn't make sense. I don't know why I keep spraying that. Anyways, so I had a couple of girlfriends that were ballerina dancers and other stuff, right? And I got a firsthand, when they were drunk, they were excited, and I couldn't understand because me and my other girlfriends weren't excited like that. I was like, oh, the reason that aligns with them is because they naturally have that excited, horny side of them. So that kind of work actually aligns. So when they're doing that work, they're not doing that something that doesn't align with them. They're doing something that they can actually reason with and be okay with because it aligns with them. Whatever, there's no other way to explain it other than that. The nervous system and the hormones are all regulated to a certain degree to make that behavior exciting and worthwhile to them. Where to me, I'd be because it's an alignment thing. So when you apply the same principles, I know these are weird examples, but I like extremes and drama to get the point across. When you are able to pinpoint a person's SWOT analysis and I'm able to see what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, I align you to the perfect marketing strategy. I align you to the perfect sales strategy. So another good example of this would be a female that I had. She wasn't selling anything and she was using hypnosis. And she was a mom of two. And the way, I mean, even when I start, I like channel a lot. So I teach people based off of what I see they are already good at. So since she was a mom of two, she had a very like nurturing softness that you felt safe with her, especially when she tapped into like that mother energy, that like mommy, mommy, I'm a mommy. Anyway, sorry. Especially when she tapped that into that, she was just so soft and welcoming and inviting, and you felt safe. So that's what I trained her to sell on. And that's not what she's selling. That energy is not what she's selling. She's getting into that mode before she goes into a sales call so that her potential client can also feel that safe, warm, nurturing environment without realizing why. She hasn't said anything to provide that energy frequency. She hasn't exemplified it in any manner. She's probably dressed very professionally and hasn't said a word. Yet, for some reason, people in that room will feel a sense of warmth and invitation and a sincerity from her, because that is a form of magnetism that's real, that's tangible. This is science. And so when you're going into networking events, if that's your super ability and you can hone in on that, I find it for you, you step into that role, you utilize it, you end up working way less and getting like at least 4 times more of the rewards. Meaning she was trying to do advertisements on social media and sell that way, but she was depleted, she didn't have time, and there was a lot of chaos. And then through a series of events and me being able to pinpoint it, we got her into networking, and now she gets referrals and her calendar's booked up. She's not doing ads. That wasn't her specialty. They work. They absolutely work. Ads work, SEO works, email works, all of it works. But does it work for you? For her, ads didn't work. For her, networking was her jam. And she closes more than anybody I've ever seen, because that, when she taps in, and she's a good mom, so like she loves her children intensely, and that's exactly how she taps into her sales call. She's already in love with the client, and they feel that almost every single time. So if you have been trying to utilize marketing tactics that haven't been working, or sales tactics that haven't been working, and you don't know why, it most likely is because they are not aligned to you and your personality specifically. So if you would like to get a reading with me and find out exactly what works for you, you know what to do. Okay, love you, bye. This is really fun.